Well, seems that I've figured out how to do that without touching the phone. Starting recording. It's kind of interesting, honestly. Hello, Jonathan. I was laying here trying to take a sleep. Because there's nothing better for me to do at this moment in time. Nothing seems to be enjoyable. The massive library of video games that I have, I just can't get into any of them. None. Just sit and I try. And then as I lay here in contemplation, maybe I'll fall asleep. Happens all the time. When I don't want it to, apparently. You know, I sometimes go on about evil and lost thoughts and arts and sciences and all that. Okay? There's some strange man that lives in the woods that seeks out and pursues these evil things. But I made a statement the other day, kind of rang back in my head. We already live in hell. This is hell. This is hell. Let us speak metaphorically for the duration of this. This annoying video that I don't even want to make. Mwah. Everything in life causes pain, unhappiness, anxiety, depression. All of these things. What do you think that they are? Why do you think that they exist? They can give you a pill, like my anxiety pills. They can give you a pill that can alter the chemistry of your brain. But, as I once have said, deception. Deception is a form of evil. And everything is evil. These days, anyway. Everything. Look at it. Look. Open your eyes. Look. Look at terminology and the way people talk. Evil. Evil. Look at the people that lead nations, have control over masses. Evil. Whether they are the head figures or subordinates of head figures, they are instilling these terrible things, and they're causing these horrible fucking things. We have people around the world that are starving to death, that are dying of simple preventable diseases. that are being human trafficked, murdered, abducted, tortured, all in the name of some human being. Some man that snaps his fingers and says, this is how it must be. I've decided this. I say that we should do this because I think that this is right and this is what we should do. Instead, what is happening is we are spreading this fucking evil shit all over the fucking place. And there aren't enough crazy motherfuckers that live in the woods attempting to break the wheel. And there never will be. There never will be. There never will be. Even if I were to gain millions of followers, even though I seek no attention of the sort, even if I were to gain millions of fucking followers and I were to sit and I would explain to them where this evil comes from, how we can just, how we can break it. Even the ones that would agree to join in and help do so would not. Look at the great things in your life. Let's say the great things. Things that cause you happiness or joy. Right? The opposite of what you would assume are terrible things or evils. You find love. Oh, love. And then you know what happens? You break up. You cheated on. You get a divorce. Someone dies. And then what emotions come forth? Emotions more powerful than you had originally. Look at the great things that you love. Like, my dogs here bring me great happiness and great joy. Guess what? Their lifespans are very small. They are going to die and I will suffer. I will suffer greatly. I will suffer greatly for a very long time. I will mourn them. I will feel nothing but sadness and emptiness and pain. Just like everything else. Just like my body. Just like me explaining at the beginning of the video that I have this large library of video games and not a single one of them I have any interest in playing. Video games that I usually substitute as, this is my enjoyment. This is my happiness. No. They're not. And words are equally as weapons as physical things and actions and events. Learning to weaponize words typically needs to be learned and then employed tactically as a skill. But so much time has passed, so much hatred, anger, fear-mongering. These things now make these words double-edged. They're so sharp. It's like an old scythe from the tool shed. And you need to clear out a small grassy field. Let's take, for example, our dear moronic leader, When he first ran and was elected, some of us heard his words and were not deceived. We understood them. We understood it as lunacy. However, he used specific words repeatedly in a way to wire your brain to spread evil. Like the word China. He used the word China a lot. Blamed the Chinese. Now we hate the Chinese. Right? We have things like illegals, criminals. What was it that he was once going on about? That there were illegals that were eating the cats and eating the dogs, and then when people actually went to those locations, there's just cats and dogs all over the place, as happy as can be. Why the fuck would anyone be eating the cats and dogs? It doesn't make any sense, but you believe it. But you believe it. Wizard's first rule: people are stupid. Remember that. There are like 15. I've only ever disclosed 2. It boggles my mind. Let us say that there is an omnipotent force. Maybe not omnipotent, but there is a force. There are things that are unseeable, that dictate things, can control things, can do things to this physical realm, our world. Okay? They must feed. Oh, we gotta go on a peacekeeping mission, which means we need to bomb this village. This village that's halfway across the world. For some reason, we need to blow them up and kill them. Their women, their children. Right? We come up with solutions for problems such as energy. No, they're not good enough. Let's rely on one in particular that isn't renewable and cause pain and misfortune. Let's lie about it. But, as I've said before, deception. And words as weapons. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You can take and look around at anything that you have, that you enjoy. It is a finite resource. It will one day be gone. And so will it be your happiness. And then what must you do? You must replace it. You know, I just bought a new car. I love my new car. Now it's totaled. It's worn down. It is now worth nothing. What did you do to get that? Time. Time, a resource created by human beings. You spent time. Another finite resource. You spent countless hours, minutes, weeks, months, years of time to make this purchase. This purchase that is now gone and now means nothing. These are the evils in the world. And sure, I hear rumors, and there are stories of cryptids and things, and I grab a hunk of steel and charge off into the forest to investigate or try and battle it. Why? What the fuck? Why not? No one else is. I mean, there are people, right? But when you see the people, you see videos and footage of people investigating fucked up places, and then what happens as soon as they discover the fucked up thing they were looking for the entire time? They scream and they run. They don't actually investigate what the fuck it is. Do they? No, they don't. Look at the tales from all the old people, the old civilizations, of dragons, of giants, the Native Americans, the Thunderbirds. There's things like Sasquatch, the Loch Ness Monster, the Megalodon, the Kraken. All these things. Countless tales of these things. But we are too busy consuming. We'd rather be looking at some scantily clad girl doing a strange dance on an app on our phone. Right? Is that good? Does it give you a little bit of a dopamine hit for a moment? And then what? You skip to the next video. Right. Everyone was raised to be deceived. Everyone. Some of us fucking crazy people have somehow broken the fucking cycle. We're not happy either. No. Well, what are we doing about it? Nothing. Nothing. We're not doing anything about it. They say money can't buy happiness, and some people say it can. Who gives a fuck? It doesn't, it's not even a... We made it up. I used to be able to walk into town back in the day, and I have a bag of turnips. These are nice turnips, fresh from my field. I need some salt and some beef. I will give you these turnips. Nice. Now you go to a factory and you do slave labor around machines that can rip your skin off if you make one mistake. It's just you put yourself in these stupid fucking dangerous situations for no damn reason other than the fact that you need some kind of magic money that we created and we somehow control, and there never seems to be an end of it, right? Like, you'd think that there would be a finite amount of money. No, there isn't, because it's not real, it doesn't exist. When more money is needed, we just make it up. And then you spend your entire life trying to get more of it. And then you die. And none of it ever mattered. None of it ever mattered. These are the evils. These are the evils. But there are things that make sure that these evils stay in check. Right? We have the good things, or the things that we say are good, right? We have the things like church, where we listen to sermons of God and of the angels and how they love us and they protect us. Do they? Do they? I can't say that I haven't had my fair share of encounters with what I could only classify as holy. Right? But if I were to take that number and compare it to the opposite, it's nowhere near close. It's nowhere near close. And what do? We just sit here and watch it. We watch it on our devices from the safety of our homes. We just watch it. We don't do anything about it. We recently watched an untrained man shoot a woman 3 times, essentially executing her and denying her medical treatment as she bled to death. And all we do is we just stand around in the streets and yell about it. And then the response is, well, we're terrorists. We're terrorists now. They took a man's gun while they pinned him to the ground in mass and executed him. And we are all able to watch it. I watched it. I watched both of them all in detail right on my fucking device. And that's normal. That's okay. Tell me again how evil isn't in control. I'm very curious. So curious. So curious to hear theories from other people about how evil isn't actually the predominant factor in this. In everything. It's all evil. All of it. All of it. In the comparisons, in the scheme of things. And there are pawns, and these things that that control what's going on to keep things evil. Okay, what's the reason, right? It's got to be some kind of source of energy, right? Food. Me, I can go over there right now. I got a bunch of fried chicken. Fucking love me some fried chicken. Now it's sustain me. I once again, for yet another video, have a nice cup of coffee that I'm forgetting about as it gets cold. Delicious. We hear all these grandiose tales of the ancient times when the angels would come down and smite evil and all these things. And these things would happen all the time in the scheme of a duration of, existence over years, and where is that now? It's gone. It's all gone. Either they've given up, they've lost, Or they're waiting for us to do it ourselves. But we're not going to do it. We're not going to make the world a better place. No. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're going to kill, destroy, burn, pollute, ravage, abuse, consume. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to continue to do it. And it's not going to ever stop. It's not going to stop because one idiot has some ideas. No. I mean, I have books from ancient philosophers over there on my bookshelf. You know, like one of my favorites, Nostradamus. We had teachers such as Socrates. And we have all these, you know, these extraterrestrial things now going on that have always been going on, but now we're kind of finally admitting that what is happening. Did you ever hear the story about how the moon even became the moon, and even how the moon got there? There were two moons. AKA, they were ships. One towed the moon into location and then fucked off, and then there was only one moon, and now that moon is there. There's all these tales of all these crazy mysteries. And think about in your lifetime how many mysteries and how many crazy things have happened. Not many. You know what we do? We cause innocent creatures to go into extinction. We destroy their habitats, or hunt them, or kill them, until they no longer exist. We do horrible, horrible things. And we wonder why we have lost the light. Right? We elect people into power, which still boggles my fucking mind why that is even... And now we have a militarized force, and they're going to try and rig an election because a bunch of rape files came out. But we're just going to pretend that these rape files don't implicate the person leading us, who is a mass fucking lunatic. What happened to all the drug boats? Just as another example of his deception and his way of using words as evil. He was bombing boats, saying that they were hauling drugs, fentanyl, into our country from places like Venezuela. Fentanyl is a medicine. It's used in hospitals. The main drug export of Venezuela is cocaine. But we're just going to kill all these people. We have no proof, no due process, nothing that we're supposed to have. You know, the Founding Fathers came up with the Constitution to try and give a little bit of order, but it's always order. It's always fucking order. It's always fall in line and do what you're told. It's why you go to work every fucking day. And it's why homesteaders are becoming more and more popular, and more people are trying to go off-grid. But they're still tracked by the government. I mean, this device that I'm on right now, like, you know, if the government really wanted to, they could be looking at me right now as I'm looking at myself. Listening to my words. They see every keystroke on my phone. On my Xbox. They can do that to anyone. Anyone at any time, they can just do that. Doesn't matter. They've got to take on these brown people and execute our own people do all these other fucked up, horrible things. And now they're pulling out of Minneapolis because there was some kind of deal made. No, that's more deception. It's more deception. It is. No, they're leaving because Minneapolis won't give up and they can't win that battle. So now they're going to fuck off, and guess what? They're going to fuck off to another blue-controlled area. Watch, it's good. With these midterms coming, that's why they're there. That's why they're on the ground. They're not actually there. Obama deported more illegals than Trump has. Without the violence and the murdering of our own citizens. But you don't pay attention to that. You don't care about the fact. You don't. You're deceived. You're deceived. Your phone catalogs your keystrokes. Yes. It knows what you like to do. It knows what you like to see. You click on your TikTok, and your TikTok, if you like looking at goth girls in miniskirts shaking their butts, and you watch a few of those, the next time you log in, it's going to suggest that you see goth girls in little skirts shaking their butts. So if you have any kind of political bias, that's all you're going to see. Positive for whatever you support, negative for the opposition. There are ways to get around this. You can use VPNs, and you can create new accounts and start from scratch, and then go into search engines and things, and it's not going to show you biased information. No, it's gonna show you information. Don't look at stuff from our own country either. Look at what the other countries are doing, because apparently, again, we're using words as weapons. We're respected now around the world. Have you seen what these other countries are doing? They're creating effigies of our president and burning them. Remember when fucking Musk did the fucking Sig Heil? What they did over there to his factories, to his Tesla plants, or not plants, but his Tesla dealerships and shit. The rest of the world is telling us, but no, our country just... But this applies not just only to our country, but to the rest of the world. It's like trying to validate why Vladimir Putin is bombing the fuck out of fucking Ukraine. It's unnecessary. It's evil. It's evil. And it goes back to that original theory that I have, that there is unseen things at work that control and have power, and they pull the strings like little puppets. And, okay. Russia now wants Ukraine for no fucking reason. Russia does not need Ukraine. They are fine. They're fine. Leave them the fuck alone. Why do we need Greenland? We already have militarized power there. We can put bases there. We can send our military there. That's been going on for a very long time. We can just put soldiers in Greenland. We don't have to own Greenland. But why do we all of a sudden need to do it? Well, there might be some oil and natural resources under the ice. Because Greenland is a fucking icy cold planet. Well, let me tell you, if ice couldn't fucking handle the cold in Minneapolis, they sure as fuck aren't going to be able to take on fucking Greenland. The Northmen will fuck them up. I don't know if you know anything about their special forces, but... Oh, I know, we got the Marine Corps. Just like fucking Canada. There's a plan. There's a plan behind it all. And it all relies on deception, consumption, greed, and fucking evil. Just like me running around in the woods Or someone calling me saying, hey, I keep seeing something. I keep hearing something. Will you come and investigate it? And I do. And I go, okay, I kind of feel something here. All right, I'm going to grab some salt. I'll grab my Catholic Bible. I will see what I can do. Right? Or, hey, I got this mysterious fucking thing that keeps fucking around in my woods at night. And I say, okay, I'll gear up. I'll be on your property. Just don't shoot me. I'll see if I can find this thing. It's like that. It's like that, you know. But that is a drop of water in a very large bucket. You know. Me going off and going after certain types of evil, you know. It's like when people fucking kill people, and they're like, oh, like remember the creepypastas and shit on Reddit, you know, and the little girl fucking murdered, took her friend out into the fucking woods and like stabbed her like 14 times with a fucking kitchen knife, and said it was all because of the Slenderman and shit. Did you know that all comes from a YouTube series known as Marble Hornets? Very good, very creepy. It was a college project of some kind. But since these instances, people are seeing what can only be described as the Slenderman. It's almost like manifesting and believing in things creates things. Deception, in a way, just like why we have to control all of the Western Hemisphere. Let me show you something. Let me show you something that I found. I found this in real life. I have played the Slenderman games. I have. Good games. Like I speed run them sometimes. Sometimes I get drunk and I try and speed run Slenderman. You know? Shit game in one way, but in another way, good. Interesting, right? The real life lore behind it is interesting. I'm in some ruins in real life, and there is a concrete square, drops about 6 feet down into a tunnel system that eventually pops out near some type of reservoir. I popped down inside this fucking thing. I've been in this place 5 million fucking times. You know what I find down in there? You know what I fucking find down in there? Here, let's see if I can get it out. My end table thing here is completely packed full of everything, so I don't have to move very much. Because I'm lazy. I find rolled up just like this. I find this perched between a couple of rocks. That's kind of interesting, I thought, you know? A mysteriously rolled parchment in an underground tunnel. I immediately picked it up. Unrolled it. To find an exact replica of one of the many pages that you find in the Slenderman series. It's handmade. There's some ballpoint pen in it, mixed in with looks to be some. I don't think it's a pencil. Always watches. No eyes. I had it hanging on my wall for quite some time, but my current wall's plywood is just too tough to put push pins inside of. Well, I reached out to my organization, some of my people, sent some photographs, described the location that we all frequent. We all go there all the time to get drunk and smoke weed, and sometimes I have fires in some of the chambers. It's quite the complex. It's abandoned. It's out there. No cops ever go there. Sometimes people go there to play paintball. It's a really cool location. But I'm curious to why I'm finding a fucking Slenderman page in this weird recessed fucking tunnel, perfectly rolled up like a scroll. And it's on some kind of artistry paper. Well, I found some information. A kid, I do believe his name is Kenny. I have access to his last name as well, and his obituary. I showed that to one of my people, and he said, I know who did that, because he does artwork, and that looks exactly like the things that he would do and put all over his walls and whatnot. He went out there with a handgun, and he shot himself in the fucking head. Can I say it's related? No. Odd coincidence? Yes. But that just goes to show you that nothing in this world is ever the way it seems. You might think that some guy is just a little fucking weird. Just like that girl who went out and stabbed her fucking friend to death. Fucking, what was she? She was like 12 years old. To summon the Slender Man. And there are tales of people actually seeing and encountering the Slender Man now. And then I find an actual page. Exact replica. Handmade. Light pictures. That's strange. And then to find the rest of the details, piece by piece, as the poor man fucking killed himself. The only thing I could think of is the kid fucking had psychosis or something. Because that is what the Slenderman thing is known as. It's known as Slenderman psychosis or something like that. I wonder if he was seeing the fucking thing because he was mentally ill. He played the games, he read the stories, maybe he even found the... It's not easy to find just quickly where it came from. It took me some time to find Marble Hornets. It's still on YouTube, you can watch it. It's called Marble Hornets. When I went down a rabbit hole in this type of psychosis, I wonder if he was seeing the Slenderman. So he was replicating, and then it got too much for him. Trust me, I've seen things that are burned into my brain that when I close my eyes, I still see them. But not everyone's cut from the same fucking piece of cloth. Me, I'd rather fucking try and find it again. Try and find some of it. Fight it. Take it down. Provide evidence. Proof. Expose it. But this kid wasn't strong enough for that. And this kid took his own fucking life. From what I heard, he was generally a happy dude. It's evil that's in this world. And that's one example of many things that happen in this world. mysterious things that happen in this world. You hear these stories and things. They come off as they're just stories. But are they? Are they? Because I've pursued some stories and discovered some things. Like, for example, I have a Native American friend of mine. We worked together and we would listen to these horror stories on the way to work every day. We carpooled together. Ranger horror stories. You know, that's what I wanted to be when I was growing up, is I wanted to be a forest ranger. There's a very common creepypasta, or fake tales, whatever, of staircases in the middle of the woods that don't belong. That you should never approach the stairs, you should never touch the stairs. Horrible things happen. People disappear, people die. All these things. I became engrossed with this. I was so curious that on my journeys in the forest, I have taken many, I found some fucking stairs. They didn't belong there. There's no foundations of buildings. Nothing. Just a set of fucking stairs. Did I touch them? Fuck no. Nope. But it makes you wonder, doesn't it? The blend between what is real and what is not real is a lot thinner than you believe. And that's what makes this whole fucking evil world all the more dangerous and all the more ruined. And like I said in the beginning, we're already in hell. So next time you hear a bump in the night, something fucked up's going on, give your balls a tug. Turn your fucking video camera on. Grab the nearest thing you can use as a weapon. Document it. Find it. I'm tired of watching all these fake fucking ghost hunting shit on fucking National Geographic or the Discovery Channel or YouTube. You got these urbex guys that go and explore. You know, I love urbex. I like going and exploring really fucked up abandoned places. But you get these guys and they go into like fucking, you know, old abandoned insane asylums and things, and it's fake. They're faking it. They're faking it for views. Because I've done these things 5 million times, and yes, sometimes I hear a sound, a movement, I sense something, the hair on the back of my neck stands up, I know something's there, but nothing happens. Nothing happens. And that is the majority of it. Now, when I went to Seven Gables, I no longer have the footage. It was on my other phone that was destroyed. But I did have the audio. You couldn't see well because it was just the flashlight on my camera, the snow, middle of the night, the darkness. I did hear the witch cackling. That did come through. I did have audio of that. I had audio of the wolves howling. There's no wolves anywhere near Gables, Michigan. I have had EVPs recorded. Over time, I've lost these things. Not that it matters anyway. But you never find anyone. So next time, get brave. It's the worst that's gonna fucking happen. We already live in hell. We already live in hell. And I've rambled long enough. I could continue to ramble like this and go on about all these different things and all these different evils and all these different stories. I could do this literally for weeks straight, continuously, if not longer than that. I could do this over and over and over again. I could tell you tales of my adventures, and they will eventually come. I will eventually tell you tales of things that I've encountered and things that I've seen, things that have stuck in my head that I still remember every moment of every day. But that's for another day. And like all of my other videos, I suppose we should end it with a wisdom. Oftentimes, he who carries the largest stick swings it the slowest. Stay safe. Fight back when you can, intelligently. Be careful, because everything is out to get you. Everything. Trust nothing, trust no one. Try and piece together some shit. What else do you got to do? The deeper you go, the more fun it gets. Or the crazier you get, one or the other. Anyway, this has been the Gray Squirrel. Yep.